Hello, welcome to lesson number 2, and this is about lesson about how the mind works. So I'm gonna tell you here how you can understand how your mind works, so you can unlock your true potential, use the power of your mind to lead your life to success. So moving on, what is this neuro-linguistic programming? Actually, this is one of the most expensive trainings I ever did in Dubai. It will cost you like 17,000 dirhams for the basic certification, then another 19,000 dirhams for the master certification. But thankfully, I was able to find people who teach me with quality, and I'm going to tell you more about that later. So, what basically is this neuro-linguistic programming? In my study, I'm going to keep it very simple for you. This is all about neuro, which is the nervous system processing the experiences through your senses, and linguistic is how do you experience everything around you. It is through your vision, through the pictures, through the sounds that you hear, through the emotions that you feel, through the taste of food or whatever things you eat, through the smell, through your self-thought. And this is also about programming. This is how you communicate with yourself and with other people in order to achieve your goals. As we move on, I'm going to explain to you more how to use these communication skills to get what you want, to be a powerful communicator at the end of the day. So, have you heard of this? Maybe you have. So, what do they always say? They said, your thoughts have power. Your thoughts become your destiny. But what does it really mean? So, just to give you a very simple example, like before I take the training, I normally get very sleepy sometimes. So, I tend to say, I am sleepy, I am sleepy. But little that I know, because I tell myself that I am sleepy, this is actually contributing to make me more sleepier. Now, there's actually a way for you to cope up with that sleepiness by using the power of your thoughts and the power of your words. So, and the power of your actions. So, whenever I become sleepy, especially in the office, what I do a very quick mental exercise to say I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I keep on repeating it. And then I also try to reverse it. So I say I'm alive, alert, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. And then I'm going to reverse them. I'm alive, alert, awake, awake, alert, alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. The moment you start doing that and repeating it over and over again, it's like your mind is being reprogrammed to really be alert, awake, alive, and enthusiastic. And the fun part is that if you want to combine it with actions, so like similar to kindergarten or when you were in grade school, we used to sing this alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic song, but we do it with the bodily movements. And this actually will make you more awake. So, but now the next question is, how do these actions become our habits? Okay, I'm going to give you another example. Have you seen, let's say, for example, people who are always late coming to office, late in terms of delivery of the work. Now, the problem is that over a period of time, it's become an action. It's become a habit of them to come up to office late, to deliver the work late. So because of the actions that they normally do, it becomes a regular habit. The problem is that the habits that you continuously do every day becomes your character. So because you're late from office, it affects to your delivery also of work becomes late and everything becomes late. So if you come to think of it, if you're always late in terms of attendance, if you're late in terms of work performance, do you think you're gonna be late with your promotion also? Definitely. Who will be promoting you if you have the attitude of, laziness? So that is also why the habits become your character and the character becomes your destiny. So you have to be very careful. What are those habits that you have that is not helping you physically, emotionally, especially financially. Because if again you change your thoughts about everything, those habits of laziness, of coming late to office, and everything, you can also change that. You have the power, but first you have to start it with your thoughts. So what is next? If you watch the movie Inside Out, it tells you about the conscious and the unconscious, subconscious mind. If you think about it, and if you look at this chart, our mind is actually majority composed of the subconscious mind. It has your long-term memory. So sometimes you think of, why do I have a childhood memory which is still vivid and clear in my mind? Why? Because it is stored in your subconscious mind. These are your emotions and feelings also, the habits that you have. Some people, it's very difficult for them to quit smoking. um, their addictions are very difficult also. Why? Because it became a habit, and it's very difficult because it is in your subconscious mind. It's already programmed there. And I'm going to teach you later how some people were able to break with those negative habits that they want to let go. It also has your involuntary bodily functions. If somebody raises a hand, for me, I associate it with somebody wanting to talk, especially in a meeting. If there's a couple of people talking and you raise your hand, it's like you want to be acknowledged, that you want to say something. Why? Why is that so? Because when we were young, when we were in school, we were taught that if you want to say something, you need to raise your hands, right? It also has your creativity. Remember in the last lesson I was telling you, one of the best-selling books of today is actually the adult coloring book. Why? Because it releases your creativity. It awakens the creative person in you. Your subconscious mind also has your developmental stages. It has your spiritual connection, your intuition. During the NLP training I did, one of the interesting things that I learned is about healing, that you can actually heal yourself. And one of the techniques that they do is through a spiritual connection, which is very interesting. And up to this day, when I use that technique, it still gives me goosebumps on the unlimited power that you have within. And the small portion of what we normally use is actually just 10%. This is the conscious mind. This is the part that analyzes, that think and plan. And this is where your short-term memory is. Okay. Do you know that your mind, you are only in control in 2 to 4% of your cases? Yes. As we have seen in the previous picture, 90% is actually your subconscious. So the next video from Jeremy Bennett is one of my favorite videos. It's a very short video which briefly explains to you the unlimited power of your mind. And I hope you're going to listen to it. Try to gather all the information that you need, because this is mind-blowing. And I'm going to see you on the next lesson, where I'm going to talk about the power of words. Thank you, and see you on the next lesson.